Yo, welcome back to more Kagetsu Tohya. Last time was the CL episode. A lot of crazy stuff happened. Athletic festival stuff, which turned out to be the dream within a dream, like boah, Inception sound, which is like funny to me because there's so many ridiculous things that happen in this game, like Kohaku pulling out 2 syringes after you fall into a dungeon through a trap door after peeking in on your not sister. And then that's like, alright, that's not quite dream within a dream level, you know, like Shiki's nightmare of Akiya and CL like force feeding him or something, but I don't know, it's funny. I'm sure by the end, I joke, I'm sure by the end everything will make sense as far as this dream thing and answering about the girl and all this craziness going on. But in the meantime, we had a very interesting date with CL. One, because just her absolute craziness, because, you know, curry, you know, memes and all that. Trying to buy the recipe by the end, but what happened after that was the most interesting thing, which was basically we saw CL's nightmare. We've seen Shiki's, we've seen arcs, keeping the theme going, and I really enjoyed that scene. It was very well written. Just the idea of that dark CL, that someone just breaking CL down like right in front of her. We just had to witness that. That nightmare being when CL was fully possessed by Roa's soul. All the killings that she did, you know, the descriptions of it during that scene, like describing them as bugs. You know, Stray, you left an interesting comment about that, as well as Knit and All about Japanese curry and its differences from Indian curry. So shout out to Knit and All, Stray, and Counter, you know, for advice as well. We'll get into all that. But yeah, no, I really liked that scene to see like what that is for CL and to highlight another nightmare. And first, obviously, just CL personally, I really like her character. So to get that, it's like, god damn, we even got a very spicy sprite that Neko Arc saved the video from. So, which, you know, I'm sorry to block your view, but gotta keep the video up, which is weird for me to say because there are awful Heaven's Fuel videos on my channel that are still up and have very disturbing thumbnails that I really should go back and fix. But regardless, that happened. Great scene. Enjoyed that. And then with the alternative outcomes as far as the Indian restaurant date with CL, you know, curry memes and all that. But yeah, that outfit that someone, that dark CL, the nightmare of CL, was wearing was what she wore whenever Roa was put within her body and possessing her. So that cloak, obviously the red eyes, which shows that, makes her look very scary. You know, we know CL can be pretty fucking scary, but just to think, I mean, you know, poor girl. Like, man, you know, that being the first route of Tsukihime that I ever played through. God, I really should go back. There's so many things I need to go back and play or rewatch. But that being the most distant for me as far as my Tsukihime experience, it's kind of like that scene kind of brought me back to that zone of CL because, you know, you don't really get that again. No, obviously never in the Far Side. You know, CL has a role at certain points. But even in this game with no particular focus, it's cool to get that. And yeah, to see that side of her, pretty crazy. Because I was also told that we think it was mentioned Tsukihime took 1 month for Arc to track down CL, or Alessia, which was her real name. I actually forgot that. It's been so long, like I said, since I played CL's route. I'm ashamed to say that I did not remember that. But yeah, just to think of what she could have done in that month's time, all the killing she did, the description from last time, we can imagine. Pretty scary stuff. So yeah, shout out to Stray and Counter for that information. But before we get into this one and the advice that I got, here's some fun Japanese curry facts from Knit and All that I will share. We got 3 fun facts here. The last 2 make me hungry, so if you don't want to be made hungry, I guess skip ahead. But the first one, Japanese curry tends to be milder and sweeter than traditional Indian curry, and it was introduced to Japan by the British in the late 1800s and became popular when the Japanese Navy adopted it as a simple meal that could prevent vitamin deficiency. So yeah, it's a pretty practical adoption of it. So yeah, that is interesting. Did not know that. And here's the delicious facts. Curry bread, or karepan, is that same Japanese curry wrapped in dough, crumbed and deep fried. When I see like crumbed and deep fried, see, I'm from Texas, and in the state fair here, they deep fry everything. Like, they deep fry the shit out of everything, like even Coca-Cola. Don't ask me how. So I'm very interested in this curry bread. Melon bread is the third fact, or melon pan, has nothing to do with curry and is a sweet snack made from bread dough and is topped with cookie dough. marked with a pattern to resemble a melon and baked. So yeah, I gotta get some of that shit. Some of these last two here. God damn. If I ever visit Japan, I'm sure there's an easier way to get these, but damn, way to make me hungry, man. But very fun facts. And lastly, as far as what I'm about to do now, why I'm just sitting at this screen rather than at a choice, which I've been doing lately to save time, is I'm going to consult Ciel Sensei. So we can figure out what to do next. So thank you guys for your comments and your help. Let's fucking read. Ooh, teach me Ciel. Because honestly, yeah, it's hard to think of where I should go next exactly. I know, Counter, you made a suggestion, but other than that, I got nothing. Like, I'm sure there's a branch somewhere that I'm forgetting that I could have done something else, but I can't think of anything. I'm starting to hit that point, so Ciel, help me. Hello, everyone. It's time for the second lesson of Teach Me Ciel Sensei. This time, it's the lecture on the middle section. Ooh, okay. So yeah, this is updated on my progress. Hell yeah, dude. Okay. Let me get out the notes that I can actually properly keep this time, because I lost the first initial ones. Oh, this little shit. Oh, isn't this the part where Shiki slowly starts to meet girls in various locations, Nia? Hoo-hoo-hoo. Yes. Hey, you demon cat over there, putting poison on your claws is dangerous, so please stop. Now then, it's time for the second lesson. Players who have reached this point should have realized that Twilight Grass Moon is largely divided into 3 sections, these being the school, mansion, and street sections. Okay. When you break it down like that, I can see it. Out of these, the one that changes the most is school, and the one that has the least impact is mansion. These routes are further divided into morning, afternoon, and then dinner and sleep. It's basic, yeah. Then please choose which lesson you want. Are you advanced and only want to get some hints, or are you a novice who needs the straight answer? Which one will it be? Oh boy. Are you a gamer or a bitch? Well, I'm not sure. I'm gonna say expert for now. Sure. Experts. Sure. The expert course, eh? The points of the third stages are as follows. Alright, here we go. To remember what you've forgotten, okay. To take interest in things like the end of the world and the killer. So, to remember what you've forgotten, because that was a point in the last part as well, when the flash after Ciel mentioned Shiki taking off his glasses. That is an important point that apparently Shiki does not remember. Again, very much reminds me of Hollow Ataraxia. But that makes sense, because I don't think that was addressed before that point, and it made me realize that that was a thing. But I am going to copy these down. Hey, you know I hit number 3 already, to have a date with Ciel. That's an order, soldier. Where's the murder scene? Okay. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I might need the beginner course. So the only tricky part about this is, how much do I need to remember? It might be as simple as just remembering my eyes to be the next trigger, the next flag. But it's like, who knows how many scenes about the end of the world, or even about the killer. Maybe I've even done that already. Maybe I'm only missing 1 or 2 things, but who knows? I might take the beginner course, just cause, honestly. Chieru, the writing on the board has a spelling error, yeah. It's a natural error, that person. Agreed, it'll be a good lesson. Well then, wait, what? Well then, the points we need to go over today are... Yes, what is your question, Monster Cat-san? It's about the choices at night, but does it matter whether you choose this or that? That's only because you don't have enough points. After you go through a fair amount of days, it'll be good to choose the same choice again. I see. Especially the choices at night change frequently, so they can be considered milestones of your progress. I do remember before, yeah, when that happened, when we got to the very last part where there were 3 choices, and something else triggered, and then that's what changed the beginning of the a day section. I guess that'll happen again, and that'll be a good tracker of our milestones. At least I think that's what she means. Then, point number 3, what's this about going on a date with a cute, elegant, white, peerless heroine? I've never said such a thing, but going on a date with a lovely senpai is very important. And you'll also be able to view someone else's nightmare. Yeah, we sure did. Okay, it doesn't matter what you did in your dark age, nya, Cheru. Anyway, I've had more appearances in Tohya than you, yeah. That's not true. I mean, with all the scenes I got last time, that is definitely not true. Also, this is a surprisingly comforting sentence from Neko Arc. Though she probably didn't mean it that way. I had more event CGs in the development phase too. Oh. So none were more fucked over than Yumizuka. But now there are 2 sprites of Dark Xiao. Oh yeah, I remember the other one. Awuga. I have 4 myself and even 3 event CGs. The difference is incomparable. It must be a little sad for you to compare after 2 popularity pulls, nya. Oh goodness. This thing has 4 and 3 event CGs? Or 4 sprites and 3 event CGs. I think we saw some at the very beginning of the route. Or at least 1. Damn, how does Ciel... Man, how does Ciel... Did Ciel rank lower than this little shit in the popularity pools? Or is this thing counting Arc's popularity? I don't think it deserves it. Choosh. Oh god, it fucking shot. Well then, today's lesson is now over. See you in the next one. Oh my god, so alarming. That is still terrifying. Sudden loud music, you're in a cavern. Then the void with Neko Arc. So terrifying. Alright, at least give me some advice. It really hurts to have the black key stuck in the back of my head. You deserve it. Might have suddenly become my corner. Unya, have a strong mind that doesn't think about difficulties or hardships. Then today's advice. If you talk to Aki at school or to Koaku, then the total family's bad rumor points increase, nya. But when night comes... Oh, yeah. What the fuck? Oh, okay. Okay, wrote that down. Figure that out on your own as you play through it, yeah. Oh my god. Might be tied into the same thing Ciel said about picking the same choice and then, you've hit the milestone because you have enough points at that point. Oh god. Now this is my nightmare. Found my... Why did that sound persist to the fucking screen? Well, we found my nightmare. Honestly, I'm gonna do this again. Cause, I'll be honest. Fair enough on those tips. I'm sure I'd figure it out eventually. But I'm recording this shit, so, you know what? Give me the bitch version. Or the short version, like Giguk says. Beginner. Alright. Tell me exactly what I need to do. Oh great, senpai. It's the beginner's course. Aren't you lacking the will to play, nya? I'm already ashamed. Don't you backsass me. That can be, but it is a hard game. The scenario manager had to lie down in shock for a whole day when he unanimously heard from the test players that it was hard. Oh god. It is so, nya. Alright, well I feel a little bit better. That's the reason why these lessons were made. Makes sense. That's good game design. Oh, then let's begin. The points that will take you from the second stage to the third stage are as follows. Alright, let's fucking go. Firstly, point number 1. I'm listening. Think about something that you're forgetting when you come to the night choices. Oh, that's right. There's just straight up a choice called something I'm forgetting. Doesn't it sound like it'll hit the spot right on? Point number 2. Choose the murders or the hallucinations of the end of the world after viewing Morning Crimson Nightmare. Okay, got it. I think we might have already done this one. I feel like we've definitely done Morning Crimson Nightmare because that sounds like just the scene with Arc. But I don't know if I've picked any of these after that. I mean, surely I have because I always pick a random one every time I have to loop, but we'll see. It doesn't matter as long as you choose one, but it could be good to see both of them. Point number 3. One time will be enough, but visit the barbecue restaurant in the next town. Okay, I've already done that, but I'll write it down. It's okay if you've already visited. For those of you who haven't gone yet, you can choose to eat out in the mansion part. Oh, that's nice. She even tells you how to do it if you haven't. Spend a day with the idiot vampire or an extremely cool senpai in the street part of the game. Alright. Spend a day with idiot vampire or extremely cool senpai, which I'm pretty sure I've done. I've definitely, I mean, I just straight up did Ciel's last time. I'm pretty sure I got on a date with Ark. You can probably view someone else's than Tono-kun's image of a nightmare. Ah, yep, sure did. And then point number 5. Let's learn the truth of the dream from the wild and cool Shiki-kun in the back alley. The truth of the dream. Maybe we gotta go back there now. We might have enough to do that now. To learn the truth of the dream. That has me curious. The truth of the dream. I like how she describes it, the wild and cool Shiki-kun. You can get the choice to go to the back alley after you choose to go to school, and then to Arcuades or Senpai's room, and then choosing to go out in the street. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna write that down as well, because that is good to know. Okay, got it. I'll be making a lot of cuts here, because I realize this beginning is taking a long time, but very important. If you take those choices, then the development of the night will drastically change. The two killers finally meet. That's, yeah. What will happen when the third opponent appears before the two try to decide their victory and defeat? The third opponent. Oh, shit. That's very interesting. And I'm also thinking of like Shiki remembering his eyes for that scene as well. Because I don't think he did in that first confrontation. God, I should have checked in the VOD. But, I mean, clearly he didn't remember last time. And I assume he just hasn't remembered at all up to this point. Otherwise, it would be weird for it to just be a point within right before the CL Nightmare part. But yeah, that might be important to that. As far as winning that fight. But the third opponent, that is interesting. Ah, Cheeto again. Hey, look, you're always on top of the lamppost when people are trying to fight. It's not even worth laughing at. Oh, that is never not satisfying. Ever since the Plus disc, when Neko Arc was roasting Yumizuka, for Yumizuka to just punt the shit out of Neko Arc. Good job, Sio. Well, since you're here, there's only a little left. The development continues to build up for the shocking revelation. If you ever find yourself in trouble, please use the help button. The shocking oh god. Oh, every time, dude. It's bad enough that it's bad enough that song is just so jarring and alarming every time it pops up, which I'm sure is the point. That's exactly what it's trying to do. It's bad enough that it cuts off after 3 seconds and I'm in the void here. It's just, this is the true horror. What do you think about using violence when you're in trouble, Nya? Then the advice of this one-word corner. It's a secret of the daily messages, Nya, but... I heard that there are special messages on special days, Nya. 1, 2, 3, meow. I think I was told that before, but that's something I needed to be reminded of. Oh god. Oh goodness. Ugh. Oh god. That was so scary. What the fuck was that, dude? I was expecting a jump scare. What the fuck was that, dude? Nasu, you're trolling the shit out of me, man. Do. It fucking flickers. I was waiting for a giant sprite to pop up in my face. God, I'm so glad this is in the game. And thank y'all for reminding me about this. Because I think I was considering clicking it again a couple parts ago. But this is exactly the part of the game that I needed to click on this because I had no idea what to do. Oh, so I followed the path of the 5th point. This is the first thing I've done, which is to go out to the streets after going to school. Basically what leads to the wild and cool Shiki in the alley. So maybe we've triggered enough to have a different confrontation with Nightmare Shiki now and to see what that third person is. Or the third opponent, it said. So yeah, it said opponent. So I don't know. That's even less clear now. But I'm excited, so let's see. Because this is obviously new. I get out of school. Right, now then, I'll head to the back alley. Oh my god, it is time. Holy shit, dude. That was kind of crazy when that popped up there. I don't know why. It's just like, to see just that choice be available now, I was like, oh shit. I arrive at the alleyway. I'm holding a bouquet of flowers. Flowers, perhaps for the people who died here. What meaning does it have? I don't even know their faces or have memories with them. Why did I bring it here? For whom did I bring it? I don't know myself, but I offer them in silence. The sound of a footstep behind me. I've overestimated you. He spits it out with sincere hatred. Here we go again. You. I turn around. Even though you're me, you're like a girl. Was he here all the time? The killer stands in front of me. What will you accomplish by offering the flowers? If you're going to expel your own shadows, do it outside. You're telling me to go outside? Oh, you seem to be aware now. Then you'll know that your offerings here are in vain. This is the dream of a living being. Oh? The truth of the dream. Your dream. The dreams of people you know. Such as this world. The main character is you, but it is still mixed with dreams from others on the outside. Interesting. That's why it's not just our nightmare here, or Shiki's nightmare. It's why we see arcs, we see Ciel's, and just like straight up manifest in ways that are bizarre in our encountering of them. Yet possible, because it's all a part of it. But it is still Shiki's dream. But it's mixed in with theirs. From them on the outside. And you're merely intruding on someone else's dream too. Oh? In essence, this dream is infinitely similar to reality. No, if it's this similar, one shouldn't even distinguish it. I see. Yeah, he's straight up telling us he has no killing intent. I wonder if he can actually exist in this space and time. There must be another myself that tells me things, even though I know them myself. You and that white vampire. Just like how you pulled her into your dream, she has likewise pulled you into her dream. If there is a relationship between two people, then the dreams of each one will mingle with the other ones and fix the contradictions. Huh. Those that rarely go outside like you create such a scene as this. I mean, it could be a golden ratio. A space of existence that recognizes a person cannot be too big or too small. A space about this size is just right for creating a second reality like this one. There's that term outside again. Okay. Is that so? If that's right, then correct. There is no one dead in this world. A dream is the unconsciousness of living beings, so those dead cannot participate in this place. I see. Even though there might be someone whom you wish for sincerely and gets revived, there is no specific role. Right, it's like a role, but without an actor, as the actor cannot come onto the stage. Got it. So is that why I'm offering these flowers? Those I can't remember here. Those who already disappeared. A certain classmate whom I promised something to. Oh. Right. Right. That makes sense. Is that so? But then there's still one contradiction left. Oh? The one who stands here and arrogantly blabbers his mouth. You, how are you in this place? I'm not from the outside. If there is a reason, then even a dead being can take form in this place. If there is a reason, okay. Alright, speaking of contradictions. I mean, they literally just said, but yeah. A shadow not from the outside. So that's why he's not from the outside. Because he's from Shiki, right? Formed inside, something that does not exist outside. That's a nightmare. From inside Shiki. The actors who come to this place all embrace it. The crimson red moon that white vampire sees, the past self the priest sees, they're all shadows. But all shadows are parasites of the real self. Dude, this is straight up Persona. But I'm different. It may be because you're special, but if I bring you down, I will replace you. Don't like that. Even though I'm originally a fictional personality your fear created, I have no intention of letting a chance pass by. You want to replace Shiki? Like, it's crazy. first of all, this is all crazy. I'm just taking this all in. It's like crazy enough that he's just Shiki's nightmare manifest. And apparently this world is just Shiki's dream. It is Shiki's dream intermingled with others. His connection with Arc being even deeper, that even within like that dream, they can like fix each other's contradictions and they interweave in that way. Whatever, all this crazy shit. But also that this nightmare of Shiki has his own ambition to replace him. Is that why he's going this far? So that's what makes this one different. But why? I'll definitely kill you, and like how can you replace him? What the fuck? You can't just switch to that song. You can't do that. What the fuck is that? Okay, that was a lot. I arrive at the alleyway. Even though the night is deep, it's somehow strangely refreshing. I really like how it highlighted Shiki bringing the flowers and like the reason that he didn't really know why, but I mean also that he outright says, I believe here, that yeah, like I must be another myself that tells me things even though I know them myself. Like this killer Shiki is him, but you know, the fact that it has it's seemingly its own ambition to replace him is pretty crazy. That's like surprising of how like why he's different. Because like yeah, he explains the shadows of everyone, you know, Crimson Red Moon to Arc, or the past self possessed by Roa that Ciel saw, you know, the parasites of the real self, but you know that he's distinct is interesting. I guess the fact that he just straight up confirmed that this is Shiki's dream, which still needed to be confirmed. Like we knew it was a dream, we know from a meta standpoint, like it is centered on Shiki, and just within the interactions you could tell that it's like centered around him, but we didn't like really know so far. So yeah, it's explaining that, the dreams of, but also it weaving with the dreams of people we know. So like why we see Arc's nightmare, why we see Ciel's, like the main character is Shiki, but it's mixed with them from people with the outside. Him saying that there's no one dead in this world, because like as much as this is such a, again, a dream, like where all these again dream-like like happy scenarios can take place, like going on the date and the cultural festival and just, you know, so many, all the actors here, as he said, which is a, you know, a good word to say, but also that's not too far from reality. It's because there's no one dead here. A dream is the unconsciousness of living beings, so the dead cannot participate. Now there's a contradiction to that, an exception that we'll get to, but yeah. And then, you know, for him to think of Yumizuka and then why he brought the flowers, which is, oh my god, I really like that. Those I can't remember, those who already disappeared, a certain classmate I promised something to, because yeah, like you would even think that it's at a certain point they would even like talk about her or mention her or just like reflect on her, but that hasn't happened in the game. Because you would think they would, right? But she straight up can't exist here, and it's never like acknowledged. That's crazy. But in like Shiki's subconscious within the dream, and for himself, this side of himself, to inform him of these things and have him realize these things. It's interesting how that happened now. Like from the perspective that I've done enough and Shiki has remembered enough to trigger this. I guess to remember even more, to have himself tell these things is I guess telling of, you know, of his progress. His ambition is still crazy, but yeah, also apparently if there's a reason, even a dead being can be here. But obviously the shadow is from Shiki, and that's the nightmare, and everyone's nightmare. Though I will say the most, or the thing that I understand the least about this is what he says here in this bottom paragraph, which is, those that rarely go outside like you create such a scene as this. A space about this size is just right for creating a second reality like this one. I guess less so about the space itself. Those that rarely go outside like you. Because the dream is people from the outside. That he says this about Shiki. Those that rarely go outside like you. I guess for him, like specifically to be the one to, I guess, manifest this space as a dream. Because he rarely goes outside. Because I'm only thinking in terms of like inside the dream, and outside the dream. What inherently about Shiki means that he rarely goes outside? That he's just, maybe Shiki is just the perfect one for that. And why it's was centered around him, just the nature of who Shiki is, was able to manifest it to create the golden ratio. And to like, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to go over that because the truth of the dream. There you go. And I'm sure there's more to learn and see as well, but also, yeah, this transition was crazy. This fucking song playing right after that, and just the fact that it switched as if like that didn't just happen, and it's like Shiki's like, I arrive at the alleyway. Nasu does some cool horror stuff sometimes, mostly with Neko arc. Even though the night is deep, it's somehow strangely refreshing. Yeah, refreshing, but something strange. Wasn't I talking to someone up until just now? Oh man, dude, the immediate amnesia. Hey, wait. I look around to see if there's anyone and get surprised. Yo. Wait, did she save us? Because, like, Dark Shiki was interrupted. And now Shiki doesn't remember. Is she, like, making him forget as well? Seems like she interrupted that whole thing. Eh? You are... A pain comes to my temples. Uh-huh. You're the kid from before. Sorry, I can usually remember if I see faces, but recently my memory's been... She's without a change, still quiet. But she stares this way with her big eyes. Ah, right. Wasn't there someone here just now? Someone about my age. Shakes. She shakes her head and denies it. Ah, okay. Right, it's probably just me. Sorry to ask such a strange thing. Eh? Did I say something bad? She seems downtrodden all of a sudden. The girl silently hangs her head. I don't know the reason, but I feel pained looking at her so downcast. I'm so curious about her. Because it's like she's following a rule of not only just her role here within the dream. Because we know now, based on what Dark Shiki said, that Shiki himself, like him as an individual, was so perfect to create the golden ratio, this perfect space to manifest his dream, that it is his dream, he is the main character. But what is her role in like maintaining it, and was she instrumental in its creation as well? And she seems to follow this rule of like keeping Shiki at a distance, and seemingly maybe even saved him from learning the truth there, or remembering the truth. Like she doesn't want Shiki to learn the truth. She wants to maintain the dream, so she'll even go to those lengths against Shiki, maybe. I don't know. You don't look too well. Is there something wrong? Because for Shiki to learn the truth, to understand it, and even like if he like remembers his eyes, could he kill the dream? You know what I mean? I remember when he stabbed the fucking earth in Tsukihime. She raises her head slightly and then pulls on my clothes. Wait, it'll get stretched. What? You're telling me I can't stay here? Okay, I got it, but please let go of my clothes now. She slowly lets go. I wonder if this is the third opponent that Xiao met. I'm also wondering if this was the last thing I needed to proceed. Then I'll go out. But what about you? Are you lost again? Huh. Ah, wait. She runs to the main road without listening to me. She's gone. She runs pretty fast. Really, she's like a cat. Yeah. So many cats. Muttering to myself, I head to the main road as well. Also, she literally has a cat form. Ah, now that I think about it, there was something I definitely was supposed to do when I meet her. Damn it. I forgot to ask her name again. Oh, that would be nice. Really, having a conversation in this state is sort of like a dream inside a dream. You don't say. Blah. Blah. Alright, well, moment of truth. Let's see what happens. Skip, skip. Skip. Oh boy. And so I returned to my room. I finished dinner, drank tea with Akiya and the others, and took a shower. There wasn't anything out of the ordinary. Today seems to have been a peaceful day again. Then I'll sleep. I take off my glasses as I crawl into my bed. If I close my eyes, it's all over. Today will be completely gone, and a fresh new day will start again from zero. Tsukihime 0. Moment of truth? The fact that there was... Oh my god. Oh my god. Am I having nightmares inside a dream? Or am I having nightmares because it's a dream? I'm loving this. Let's go. That person said that the thing one fears the most becomes his nightmare. Well then, nightmare professor. To be killed by a nightmare conjured by oneself is no different from creating a well-thought-out suicide. Yeah. Yeah, because you gotta think, because Dark Shiki is Shiki. Like, even Shiki subconsciously understands that what he tells him, what Dark Shiki tells Shiki, is something he already knows because it's fucking him. So for him to want to kill him, it's basically that. So every night, prey is sought. Knife in hand. It's portable and doesn't make a sound. The fact that it can easily dismantle a human body with a little getting used to fits me the best. I actually don't know how to handle any other equipment apart from this one. There are many simpler tools to commit murder, but I don't have any intention of using those. I was born that way. And raised that way, apparently. I'm imagined as a killer, and I don't know any other purpose of existence. But what is this paradox? This killer can hunt only Tonoshiki and no one else. I can only kill myself. His nightmare was that. The worry and relief that his self could have fallen to the level of a killer. He who cannot forget it, even though he realizes that he has stepped over the line. The fear that since he has turned, he might get rid of himself with some impulse. That is me. And so, the killer can only kill himself. The one that Tonoshiki must guard against isn't the killer who goes around to kill others. The one he fears is himself who goes to kill himself. So he killed. He killed many and many times. Sometimes he even got killed himself, believing that if the nightmare he wants is to be killed, he could satisfy it and make the nightmare go away. But still he doesn't disappear. Even though eaten by the killer nightmare, he revives and revives. There's only one reason. He definitely has an accomplice. The third opponent. I can exist like this, so there must be someone who revives him. Oh my god. Oh shit, dude. It's about to happen again. So I must kill him first. I would be breaking the rule that I can only kill myself, but what do I care? In the first place, reason broke down when I wanted to become myself. This world is at its limit. If I can't open my eyes before that blackness completely overwhelms me, I will die with me. Oh my god. Found. At last. Found. That is my accomplice. Yup. The power that revives Tonoshiki, it is her. The power that revives Nanaya Shiki. That is our accomplice. If I get rid of that, then the normal expected result can come about. Oh my god. Oh my god. Kill the dream. Dude, literally what I was just saying, dude. Oh my god. To kill myself. I don't know which one will open its eyes. But it won't matter much. No matter who lives, the one who opens his eyes will definitely be a human called Shiki. Oh my god. Holy shit. But I didn't expect this, that he would target her and identify her as the accomplice, the one, again, she keeps the dream alive and she keeps it looping. She's the foundation of all that. So yeah, even though I didn't expect it, yeah, it makes total sense for him to target her. He doesn't give a fuck now, dude. The prey doesn't run. I don't think he could even think about the concept. Well, she runs a lot, but not now. That's after getting killed. It hits the floor, tilting its head weirdly. Holy shit, he just did it. It could be called a really boring murder. He fucking killed her. What the fuck is going to happen when this all collapses then? What will be left and who will be left? Oh shit, dude. At that moment, that child's scream pierced the world. Oh my god. Oh my god, I half expected a scream sound effect. I was bracing myself for it. Oh, that's fucking awful. Consciousness that was sleeping awakens immediately. But I like the way that was said, pierce the world. Like literally just about her role as well. Like that is... What's gonna fucking happen, dude? Oh my god. But dude, the consciousness that was sleeping awakens immediately. I jump out of my bed, grab my knife and glasses and run out of the room. Dude, what the fuck? I run. I already pulled the knife out and hold it in one hand, so that I may immediately engage him in this stopped night. Consciousness is already awake. Right, it's fully awakened. For example, the memories of yesterday which were clouded up until now have returned, and many truths that could not have been gotten even through experience are clear. Dude, it's all just out there. He killed her. Now he's like awake, and the cloud is like lifted. Like she was the cause behind all that. Maybe the sun or the moonlight is magic. At this time when dreams are trying to form inside dreams, the cloud in the head lifts. The end after the end is outside. Though such sarcasm doesn't matter now. Being a marionette of the world is a problem for later. He doesn't give a fuck right now, dude. But before then, right now, I run the road of shadows which I seem to remember. But the destination is different today. I'm not going to duke it out with the killer. Oh? That's why my legs don't move as quickly. I run. The ground is stained with blood. The torn black coat. Before my eyes is the form of a nightmare that could become real at any moment. Oh my god. Dude, this is like surreal. Because I'm not even entirely sure I understand what's going on even still. But I'm here. I'm here for this, man. Like everything has just come to a head so suddenly, and I am loving it. Because what the fuck is the next part of the game gonna be if we're getting to this point now? Like this is, like we've learned the truth of the dream, and now we are killing its very like foundation and just have it like I'm gonna keep going. A familiar park. Although no one should be there, he and the girl who's crushed under him are there. The child looks up at him as usual and doesn't seem like she's resisting even a bit. He lifts up the knife with a somewhat unsatisfied expression and is about to take care of the child's neck. I know what happens next. And so without hesitation, I run up at him. Stop. As I run, I swing my knife, not as a sign of warning, but for killing. So this here, so he literally runs up on the scene of himself killing her like he just did, because even before, the way it was describing that scene of like my accomplice, right, before it was like Shiki was like, who is his accomplice? But now that like we're doing the thing which is it's literally him, and like, you know, describing it as like a suicide, and you know what it means for him to like kill himself, and like, so this is like trippy on all sorts of levels. But here we are. He evades the knife in a flash. In essence, he values his own life more than that of the child. The moment I rushed in, he stopped his knife and stepped back. Coldness that is almost heavenly. But right now, that makes me angrier than anything else. You. Crunch. The sound of muscle on my leg getting cut. Withstanding that in an awkward stance, I kick at his stomach, dude. When this song plays, you already know. The form and the result resemble the all-out Yakuza kick. Unbelievably, I hit him as I hoped. I think I know that kick, by the way. I think that's King's back 4 in Tekken. Anyway, unbelievably, I hit him as I hoped. Well, it's not like I can't tell exactly what he's thinking. Even if I pull off such kicks, that's not an advantage for me. If I pull off such kicks, my body's the one receiving the damage. If I keep him in mind that there's a battle ahead of me shortly, such kicks are not acceptable. Tonoshiki with a hurt leg muscle has an even slimmer chance of winning against the experienced killer Nanaya Shiki. Oh my god. So that's how we're distinguishing it now? Tono and Nanaya? Oh my god. Some deep shit, man. But even then, I don't think I could have controlled my anger without pulling that kick off. Maybe my anger did explode, but he took the kick, which was simple to avoid, and staggers now. Get up. I grabbed the girl's hand. Yo, he's still holding his stomach where I kicked him. The girl's on the ground like when I saw her first. Even though she was about to be killed just now. Oh my god, I thought, see, okay. So he didn't do it yet, so he saved her. Okay, got it. She looks up at me calmly as usual. I thought it literally came up right as he was going to kill her and made me say all the stuff. Or she's comparing me, who just came here, and him who's clutching his stomach with an expression that tells me she's confused. She's not the only one. Really? What are you doing? Run away. He's not me. Really? Complain later. I grab her hand and hug her forcefully, and I pick up her legs and bring her to my front. Keep quiet for now. Our priority is to run away from him. And I run. Honestly though, I didn't think that I could run away from him while I was carrying the girl. But I want to do everything I can to put distance between the girl and him. Then the child can run away on her own. Tonoshiki might be killed by him, but while that happens, the girl can escape to a safe place. So there's hope for the integrity of this whole thing. She really needs to be kept alive. But even though I ran towards the park fountain, I arrive here after a mere 10 steps. The weird phenomenon turns my brain into tofu. Even forgetting that I'm holding up the girl, I blankly look around. I don't know whether I relaxed my grip or whether she got down on her own, but now she's looking at me from a little bit away. Well, it won't really change much if I ask this now, but I wouldn't feel good unless I ask. Perhaps. Wait, did she answer? Okay, I almost thought she, but no, Shiki said that, then she said dots, and then he's like, did you bring us here? And then she nodded, yeah, and she nods her head. I subconsciously exhale as I look up at the sky. A shortcut from the park to the back alleyway. The fact that she can do such a convenient thing means that she's that person. Nice. I've met her so many times up until now, but I didn't realize it. Yeah, the clouds lifted. I'm really an idiot. Why didn't I realize it? I should have known after I've thought about it a little. And on top of that, I met you a long time ago. We didn't meet in reality, but in a dream. So I guess we're in... I don't know. Because that part is still nebulous to me. Like, he woke up. So it's like this is reality, but he's still here. So it's as if we're still inside, just like a level more outside. I don't know. Strangely weird expression, because the fact that the other Shiki is still like here and manifest, like that's the whole exception of him being able to exist within the dream because he's within like Shiki. So Shiki waking up is like, I don't know, crazy. But that's kind of the point, like crazy shit and contradictions and yeah, a strangely weird expression. Even though it's a dream, it feels so much like reality. And that was also the point too, that the Dark Shiki made, which was that it's basically indistinguishable. But now I definitely know. The reason I'm dreaming is because of you, right? There it is. But then why are you doing this? That's the right question to ask. No, I'm not mad. In fact, I'm thankful. But it doesn't feel right to not know the reason. So I would like you to tell me why you're doing this and how I can wake up. She doesn't want him to, I'm pretty sure. That's why she's doing all this, right? And the girl looks down as if she's uneasy. She never says anything, but this time she seems to be indicating that she's not just keeping quiet, but that she can't say anything. Yeah, she's following a rule. A secret, eh? Did Arcueid say something, perhaps? It's probably that. Since it's her, she's probably abusing this child for some extremely ridiculous reason. For example, maybe she lightly tapped my head and I fainted, and to bury the matter makes me dream like this. That was the whole prelude to this, wasn't it? Bonking us. And then it's like, huh? That's a very plausible story, that. All Ark's fault. Ooh, all the mysteries are solved. Or something. And she's like, nope. Eh? No. That's not it. Shiki was so sure. Shiki was so sure it was Ark. The girl looks into my eyes and shakes her head. Then why are you doing it? But as I was about to say that, oh my god. Not enough time. God damn it. Step. From far away, a footstep sounds. Is that so? If he wants to end this tonight, then I shall abide. I'm sick of getting killed on impulse, too. Really, how foolish of me. There was business I needed to finish before I could ask. I confirm that the knife is in my pocket. Okay. The hardness of the knife is as usual, and the mere act of grasping it calms my breath. My left leg still aches. I can tolerate the pain, but this way, my reaction will be slow. The fight with him that kept on repeating every night. I imagined the animalistic movements of the one who goes by the name of Nanaya. That distinction is still crazy, because Nanaya Shiki is just so distant, and it's him, but it's, I don't know, it's cool. We're at such different levels. There's nothing I can do but regret. There's only a little time. Since it's him, he'll probably come to the alleyway. In such an enclosed space as this, he has an overwhelming advantage over me. To win, one must fight on level ground. And one more thing. I must prepare something that I have, and he doesn't. I don't have the spidery movement that he has. So I must prepare a secret card where there is no chance of winning. Okay. But nothing comes to mind. Fuck. Is it just the eyes? I grind my teeth at my own disadvantage. But my pathetic expression made her sad too. No, don't worry. You just need to hide here. When he comes, I'll go. I'll do whatever is necessary to keep him from coming here, so in that time, go to some place safe. Even though it's him, he probably can't stand up against Arcueid, and he probably won't like to go against Akiya either. You can run to Arcueid's house or to the mansion. What? Without even nodding, she looks at me, worried. Are you worrying about me? A faint nod. Yeah. It's okay. Even though I may not look like it, I'm used to this sort of thing. I'll escape at the right moment, so you don't have to worry. She's like, nope. She shakes her head sadly. It's a denial that seems to foretell my death. She knows that he won't make it. Yashiki doesn't have enough right now. It's probably what part 3 is going to be about. Just getting to that point. And getting a bit further here. And who knows what else. Don't go out. If you do, you'll die this time. But I can't hide here forever. Why? Asks her gaze. It seems to ask me if I'm not scared of dying, and I catch myself nodding to it. Yeah, it's scary. I've done it many times, but there's no way I can get used to getting killed. To be truthful, I'm expecting to wake up at any moment. And why? Her eyes ask. Well, how do I put this? But a man sometimes has to pretend it's okay and take it all. For example, when there's a girl next to him. I'm spouting nonsense, but I realize that it's the truth. And the footsteps coming from the main road sound louder and closer with each step. Then, let's part here for now. After I go out, wait here for a moment and then come out. Alright, Shiki. Take care of business then. Time to get killed, I guess. Though we've seen a lot. And that'll get us further, at the very least. All this is bonkers. She still doesn't seem to agree. And I really like that we're just getting more insight into how she's just straight up, like, showing her care for Shiki. and that he's reading into like her looks to him very well. Shout out to Kiri for passing on such a thing to him. Be able to read into those feelings. Really, you worry too much. I say blankly and pet her head. Oh, the head pats. That is a gorgeous CG. This sucks, but thank you. I'm really happy that you worry for me. Her eyes don't change, but she looks up at the hand that now rests on her head. So, I really have to take care of him. He's my nightmare, right? That nightmare's trying to kill you, so I can't let him do that. If it's my nightmare, I have to take care of it on my own. Makes sense to me. Sorry I told you something scary. I'll see you after I take care of him. But if that's during the day, maybe I won't remember. Probably not. That's troublesome. I might forget tomorrow even if I do whatever it takes to bring him down. Maybe it can't be helped. Let's make it next time when we feel like taking a stroll that night. This really sucks because, yeah, we know he's not going to remember. And she definitely does. And she definitely does not want Shiki to go to his death, and like that he's resolving himself and like wanting to take care. Like, I understand, like Shiki, you know, doing this, like to protect her is so important, to face his own nightmare. This is some sad shit though, man. I pet her head a few more times. Because we gotta go again, and she's gonna remember this, and Shiki's just gonna be struggling, like for her to like see him and just for him to not. She has to follow her rule, I guess. But this is as close as we ever gotten to her, so I'm really liking that. Small mutter. The moment I lift my hand, she looks extremely regretful. That's only for a moment. Did she mutter something small there? Within these ellipses. When my hand pets her head again, her stare continues from where it left off. She looks at my arm without moving. For some reason, it has become so hard to take my hands off. The moment I take my hands off, she might put on the expression she had just moments ago, and that thought pains me. Is it dissatisfaction, or is it not? Not saying whether she's happy or not happy, her gaze seems to tell me that she wants to stay this way forever. But that can't be. He's close enough that we can't spare any more time. Then I'm off. See you again at night. I take my hand off slowly and head toward the main road. I run with my knife tightly grasped. At that moment, the girl's expression, just moments before tears roll down her cheek, oh my god, reflects in my eyes. In your eyes, huh? Damn, that was a good ass scene, man. Sad as it is that Chiki is going to his death. Wow, she shows such extreme care and sadness at this. She cries at the end there. Probably as good as an exchange as they could ever have in this situation and just in the game so far. Like, I really liked that we've got that much. She still hasn't said a word, which is crazy. Now I'm all caring for this girl, man. Like, cause you know, still she can't answer like why she does this, but it's clear that she cares about Shiki. Right? You know, she knows that he can't win. Really sad, but it was also really sweet, and there, you know, there's a glimmer of hope there where he's like, you know, let's meet again at night. And maybe at the point when Shiki has that secret card, that trump card, whether it's his eyes, until we get to that point, you know, that's the hope that he'll reach that point and So will she, but at the same time, she doesn't really, it seems like she doesn't really want that. Because, she can't answer how to leave the dream. Like, she's the accomplice, right? She is, by her own machinations, as we've known, keeping the dream alive, restarting it. Like, there, of course, has to be a good reason why she does this beyond her just caring for him. Maybe that's simply what it is. But, what circumstances, led to her doing this and taking on this burden where she has to follow these rules and, not say anything and not answer his questions. But, at the very least, we see that much. And, Shiki is able to have a somber yet sweet and slightly hopeful moment with her. So that was cool. Time to die. It's completely dark outside. The moonlight that illuminates the road is different. The air is so tense it's hard to breathe, and even though there's light because of the moon, there aren't any traces of living things. This is the opposite of the usual. The alleyway which became the scene of many murders is the only place warm, and the outside is completely frozen. And all of it, too. Oh, this screen again. You were there, Tono. He is the reason. You speak more fluently. After this much time, one develops a liking for oneself. And when destruction is near, even newborn chicks do their best to take to the air. He, the nightmare of Tonoshiki, speaks with a twisted mouth. Is that so? Thinking about how you're my reflection makes me sorry for my former self. The Nanaya Shiki I remember wasn't someone inhuman like you. Oh? Indeed, you're my real body. Inhuman? That's a nice way to put it. See, when it's stated like this, it's really cool. Anyway, Nanaya brings out his knife. Under the clear moon. The shadows are long and the light reflected off of the knife seems to penetrate the skin. And even though it's like probably not like the same thing, it also reminds me of like in Ciel's route at the end where Shiki sees the image of his kid self. Basically Nanaya Shiki, or the self that he, didn't remember, that he's like disconnected from. Under the clear moon, the shadows are long, and the light reflected off of the knife seems to penetrate the skin. I force out a hateful breath. Really, everything about this battle is as before, so much that I get sick of it. And you want to try again today too, eh? I'll tell you this, no matter how many times you win against me, nothing changes. My getting killed means that this dream ends. If that happens, then you will disappear too. You are fighting a meaningless battle. Is that so? If it were so simple, I would not have been this lonely. Even if the nightmare called Nanaya kills Shiki, the world is not awakened. So there's no way for me to disappear unless I switch places with you. There's that again. I don't understand. Why are you trying to take my place? If you can exist as Nanaya Shiki, then you don't have to become Tonoshiki. Don't be ridiculous. I'm the one who wants to complain. I'm the killer. I exist as your nightmare. Do you understand? I can't escape my existence as a nightmare. Then I develop this self-love and the world is about to end. I can't exist as a nightmare and the only place where I can is disappearing. How's that? Don't you think we're all connected as I try to take your place and kill that girl? You're still talking about that? You always talk about how the world is, but what are you really talking about? If you're talking simply about how this road is disappearing, then I'm not trying to wake up from my dream. Dreams don't disappear. As long as the dreamer lives, it might change, but it cannot disappear. But this world is crumbling from the fundamentals. A mere observer like you can't notice, but a nightmare like me can instinctively understand it. Yes, this world will definitely disintegrate soon. Anaya's stance lowers. The killing intent chokes me. But there's only one reason the dream would collapse. A dream dies when the dreamer dies himself. But then wait, that means, right, the outside Tonoshiki will die soon. Apart from that, there is no reason why the dream would collapse. The dream is the unconsciousness of the people who are alive outside. So the dream collapsing means Tono outside dies. That makes sense. Okay. Oh my god. In one step, the distance is covered as Nanaya jumps with his knife. I quickly parry that with my own knife and spot an escape route at that very moment. You. And why are you targeting me so intently? You know it's pointless to do so. You're always acting on your own even at the end. You created me as a killer, and the only one I have to kill is you? What nonsense you are spouting. And another strike. Nanaya throws a strike that has emotion behind it. He's totally different from before when he went only for the weak spot. What, you were acting all high and mighty, but I only don't like you. If you're going to make up a nightmare, make up a grand nightmare, you dolt without imagination. Really, a self who only kills yourself? How many times did you think it could keep up, you spineless wimp? Damn, he's even complaining about that. It's so crazy to think of this nightmare as its own individual within Shiki. Like, it's such a grand feeling and fear within Shiki that it's manifested to this point, and even complains that its very existence, or even Shiki's just lack of imagination. It's crazy. And even its own ambition to take over. Wild. Ugh, the arm I shot out to block the attack aches. My left leg relaxes a bit. Don't be stupid. Think about me. I had to get my throat cut oh so many times. Don't blame your own faults on others. Even though you fell for such childish trickery so many times, you're still my future. I really won't feel good until I kill you completely before the world ends. Third strike. The sheer force makes my glasses tilt and my left leg relax even more. Yeah, it's totally the eyes that we're gonna need for next time. Shiki has to remember his eyes. And yeah. You idiot. My glasses are falling. Glasses. I thought he was using force rather than technique. Yo, if they fall. Maybe this was his intention from the beginning. Since I've hurt my left leg in the park, I can't run at my full speed, realizing that Nanaya is using force to tie down my mobility. If this keeps up for another 4 strikes, then my leg will probably become useless. But that can't be. At the very least, I can't be defeated here. There's still the child in that alleyway. So now, even though I have to sacrifice my leg, I have to put some distance. And the forceful 4th strike. I can easily parry it, but that only means the 5th strike will come. 8. I have no idea how to do that one. A paper's width of a difference. I avoid the knife that heads towards my face, knowing full well that I might lose an eye. Clang. The sound of glass hitting the asphalt. Glass. The cold sweat blurs my vision, but I did it. If I had taken one wrong step, the knife would have penetrated the stem of my brain. What's good that didn't happen again. The more force is behind a strike, the more unbalanced the striker becomes after making it. I utilize that void and run. Anyway, I don't have any plans, so the only thing I can do right now is to run. At least so that the girl can escape. When my leg stops, the place I'm standing on is dissolving into goo. A feeling of unpleasantness. The black something sways like a mirage. Oh, this again. You're not paying attention. Nanaya's charge sounds from the back. Wait, now's not the time to... I turn as I parry the knife. Clang. And the accompanying flash of bronze. Is this it? The destruction of the world Nanaya talked about. I thought it was always the end of the world. But really, looking at it coldly, this area looks like it's getting murdered by someone. The death of the dream. A hallucination of the eyes. I wanted to believe that it was a hallucination of my eyes. The street of shadows. Why is this? That man is standing right in the middle of death. Oh my god, I don't like this. It just, oh god, it's keeping going. Oh my god. Impossible. That's all I could say. What are you looking at? My face must have been white. Nanaya forgets about his intent to kill me and looks where I'm looking. Have you gone mad? What's there? It's not visible. It's not visible to him. No. He doesn't even recognize that the surface is dissolving at this very moment. Glasses. Such a ridiculous situation. Now that it can't be reversed, I realize. The difference between him and me. The thing that Tonoshiki has, that Nanaya Shiki doesn't. Here we go. Yup. That is. Nanaya Shiki doesn't have the eyes that can see death. Let's go, dude. And so, he slowly moves. Run. Immediately, I run as if my legs would fall off. It's about 10 meters. I think to myself that it's not logical, but since it's inside a dream, I probably jumped about 5 meters. Right, such situations can't be called anything but a nightmare. He's been had. It must be because he couldn't see it and thus fell a little behind me. Red blood splatters. Yo, what the fuck? Holy shit, dude, look at this guy. What the hell? Dear goodness. Oh, that is a coat worthy of Gilgamesh, but my god. Like the hair reminds me of like Roa and oh goodness. Red blood splatters like the Tonoshiki of older days. Lanayashiki loses his life as his neck is cut. What the fuck? Shiver, shiver, shiver. What the fuck? My teeth won't clench together and my spine shivers as if it were about to fall apart into many pieces. A nightmare that cannot be imagined. That which appeared like a storm boldly kills Nanaya. Dude, what the fuck? This is the third opponent? What the fuck? Yeah, this is the third opponent. What the fuck? Shiver, shiver, shiver. A laugh. I can only laugh. What else am I capable of doing? Shiver, shiver, shiver. It was a flash. Like a hurricane. It charged in without thinking and twisted Nanaya's neck. And with only one hand. Even though it was ripped, the surface is flat. Such a clean cut is impossible normally. Stop. It's so unbelievable. Even though I couldn't see it, it's pathetic that Nanaya got in such a situation before he could even react. Shiver, shiver, shiver. You are... Shiver, shiver, shiver. Why? Shiver, 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 shiver. It's pathetic. The shivering doesn't stop and I can't even look him in the eye. That one eye. I can only stare at the red color that I saw briefly before. Bro. Who the fuck? Simply crushed. Like squeezing a tomato. It even looked the same. It's dead. Without a doubt. Even though it's inside a dream, even though he's a nightmare, he's dead. There's no chance of reviving. The thing that stands before me is the monster that goes around killing the world. A mere nightmare created by me can only be defeated by such a monster. The monster that goes around killing the world just bodied Shiki's nightmare. What the fuck? What is going on? Oh, I hate this song. When I come to, I'm already sunk into the waste. It's the usual ending. I get sucked into the destruction of the world and the day ends. I realize just now how fortunate for me that is. It's simple to be sucked into this whirlwind and disappear. I'll just return to normal tomorrow morning. But if I were caught by him, I would have disappeared like Anaya. By him? What the fuck? But it can't be that way this time. He who squished Anaya arrogantly comes to me who is sinking, to grab my head with arms like the sides of a death god. Shinigami. I watch Death Note. A black wall blocks. The wall that seems to protect me is the girl in the black coat. Yo! Oh my god, it knows no forgiveness. It grabs the girl's body and simply cruelly squishes it. Oh my fucking god. A shout that pierces the world. The black coat falls like it's dancing. There's no entrails or blood. After the black coat falls, a black cat simply falls from the debris. Oh my god, the poor girl. Saved Shiki at the last moment. Oh my god, dude. Because, yo, what did Shiki say before? Dude, look at this. What it said before. Before this gets cut off from me. Dude. Oh my god. An escaping black cat. The monster is gone too. There's no one behind, and the only thing that's left is the world that is collapsing. Sudden fatigue. The relief that I still live brings about sleepiness. Even my head sinks along with the body. And as I sink into the darkness, it's rather trivial, but... Right. That girl was really a cat. Yeah. I say such an idiotic thing. Repeat again. Oh my fucking goodness. That was absolute... God, I have like chills on that right now. I just... The whole buildup of that. The repeat again, and then it's just back to here. I almost like don't want to repeat again. Of course I'm gonna fucking do it, but just from an immersion standpoint, that was fucking terrifying. Oh my god. All right, no new side stories, but there you go, dude. There it is. The truth of the dream. The feelings of the girl who saved Tonoshiki at the last moment. Nanaya Shiki. Shiki's nightmare manifest. Not only manifest, but of its own, with its own desire to replace, like, to be such a grand fear, to even like develop to that point. I almost pity like its existence, just being part of Shiki and fundamentally what Shiki understands and fears about himself, like to be at that. But fuck all that. Just gets destroyed at the last moment by the monster that kills the world. And even she cannot stop that thing. She saved Shiki. Oh, that poor girl. Jesus Christ, man. We gotta keep doing this. Are you kidding me? It's good that Shiki, you know, after the, you know, the glasses and everything, where Shiki realized what he had that Nanaya didn't, which is the eyes, right? That is so fundamental and so crucial. So I think that it's gonna be part of the edge going forward. But God, just even, it's the worst part how Shiki's not going to remember shit. That's the worst part. He will at the crucial moments and when the cloud is lifted. So that, like, that's like, you know, that's the thing. He has to experience all these things and to like reach these triggers and subconsciously traversing everything and remembering. And so that's that. But it's just, man, oh my God. It's so, I'm just so freaked out even being at this screen. I'm gonna have the Tsukihime music playing, but I'm just sitting here in silence after that whole sequence, and it just feels so like oh God, that was a lot, man. That was a lot, but that was really good. I'm unsettled. I'm genuinely unsettled, which is good. God damn, dude, that's tight, man. That's tight. Oh God, I have so many questions about that monster. He looked crazy, man. I almost thought that was like another version of Shiki, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? But even that monster is fundamental to the destruction of the dream, and I guess the reason the dream collapses at the end there. I mean, they just straight up said the obvious, but which is true, that Tonoshiki on the outside dies, therefore the dream does as well. So man, there's still so much to know, man. There's still so much. We'll get there, but that was an insane sequence. And I am so like hesitant to just loop again. But we'll get there, goddammit. Because we at least reached the point of like realizing our eyes, you know, reaching all these flags. We're getting further. We're gonna die a lot. We're gonna keep dying. This poor girl's gonna keep suffering. But she's gonna keep playing her role. We're gonna figure out what the fuck is going on, how to end the dream. I don't know if, again, she doesn't seem to want that. It seems like she upholds the dream as a means of protecting Shiki because she definitely cares about him, to protect him from scenarios like in the alley with the initial conversation of learning the truth. It's like she interrupted him, telling him more of, well, not the truth, but just interrupted that scene. And maybe, yeah, that's what it was. She didn't want him to like know the truth, and maybe she couldn't stop it in time. But towards the end there is, she interrupted when he was threatening him. So I think it was more about that for her, like to protect him from him and to not get to that point of confrontation, because she knows how that ends and we knew how it ended. But we looped again. That's all I gotta say so far. Again, I'm like unsettled because that was like so just a lot, and now I just gotta go through again. God, yeah, I'm looping in what I'm saying basically, but yeah, that was cool. That was really fucking cool. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I cannot wait to get into the next part of this VN and what it's going to show. Maybe we'll see even more nightmares of other characters, and you know, who knows? Who the fuck knows, man? I'm ready for it though. So if you have anything to say about this part, as always, feel free to. But if you're seeing this on YouTube, I do early access to my Kagetsu Tohya videos. If you want to get ahead and get hours more of me reading through this game and just be up to date to where I am currently in the game, my Patreon is in the description for $5. If you want to support the channel, you'll get immediate access to that, as well as early access to everything else that I do. Cute little role in my Discord. There's a little Patreon chat in there and whatnot. But yeah, that's it. Thank you once again, and I'll see you next time. Peace.